Here show you some tools that you need for the floral dissection. Some pins, razor, blade, and some fine forceps. Here show you the lily flower. When you cut the flower out, remember to include the first leaf so that you won't miss any floral part. So the first information we can get is whether the plant is unisexual or bisexual. As shown here, you can find the stamens and also the pistil. So is it unisexual or bisexual? The second information we can get is about the symmetry. For this information, we need to look at the top view. So imagine that you are a pollinator. If you look at this flower, does it give you any particular information about whether you should go in this way or that way? It seems that it doesn't give you any directional clue. And you can also look for the symmetry. How many symmetrical planes you can find? Probably it's more than one symmetrical plane. So this one can be described as radical symmetrical rather than zygomorphic. Or you can call it actinomorphic. So the next information you should obtain is about the nature of different parts. Here is the outermost whorl. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 perianth parts. And there are another whorl of perianth parts. 1, 2, 3. Do they look similar? Probably yes. So how would you call them? Sepal, petal, or tepal? As morphologically they look very similar, we'll regard them as tepal. So for your floral formula, please use P instead of K and C. Here I show you the stamen, so they belong to the male part Angesium. And the middle one is Gynecium, the female part. The next question are whether these parts are fused together or not. Let's look at the bottom side. First of all, I'll remove the leaf so you can see it clearly. From the bottom side, you can see that each tepal is well separated. So they are not fused together. So if I remove one tepal, we will find that it won't hurt other tepal because they are not drawn at the side. So I remove 3 of them, the outermost whorl. Okay, so what you can find now is the inner whorl. And the inner whorl, obviously, the tepal are not fused together. They're well separated too. Now you can find the stamen as I remove the outermost whorl. And we found that the stamen actually is aligned with the attachment point of the outermost whorl tepal. One here, another here, another here. Okay. And this is the tepal in the inner whorl. And you can find that it is also aligned with another stamen. Okay, now I remove it. Okay. For the stamen, the Angesium, you can see that they're well separated. so I can remove it without hurting the other stamen in the angesium. Okay, now I can find the pistil, the female part, gynecium. As shown here, there are 6 tepals altogether. They form 2 whorls, and there are 6 stamens, and each of them aligned with 1 tepal, and it's 1 pistil. There are 6 parts for the perianth, so P should be 6. They're not fused, they're not connated, and they don't fuse with other tissue too. So you don't need the bracket. The stamens are also 6. There is no connation or adnation. They don't fuse with each other, and they don't fuse with other parts of the flower. So how about the carpel? How can we know the carpel number? We know there is only 1 pistil, but how many carpels are here? The first hint you can get is the number of the stigmatic lobe. So if we look closer, we find that there are 3 stigmatic lobes. So it could be 3. So in order to learn more about the carpel number, we need to cut open the ovary. But where is the ovary? It could be here or here. So in order to figure it out, we need to cut it longitudinally. And in order to observe the presentation, we usually cut it transversely. It seems to me it is more likely that here you can find the ovary. Let's try. Here you can find the ovary if you look carefully, because you can find some ovule-like structure. Of course, we should look closely under the microscope in order to confirm it. So this is the ovary, and this is just the receptacle. So how can we describe the position of the ovary? As the ovary has been cut longitudinally, you can find its position clearly relative to the attachment point of other floral parts. You can see that the ovary is above the attachment point, so it is a kind of superior ovary. If you find the ovary embedded here, below the attachment point, then the ovary should be inferior. In order to study the presentation of the ovary, we need to cut it transversely usually. So let me do it with another pistil. If you look under the microscope, you will find that there are 3 locules. So what kind of presentation it is? Axial, marginal, parietal,